Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. We will practice together for 30 minutes today. Just a reminder as we go through class to listen to your body. If any of the stretches that we work with do not work for your body, please skip them. You can come on out and you can modify. As we go through our practice today, we'll be working on doing some stretching for the full body. And as a reminder, all of these stretches you can weave into your workday and into your work week. So if you know that you tend to hold tension in a particular area, trying to remember some of these stretches to help relax the mind and also relax the body. Let's get started today in a standing position. So we'll just come on up to a comfortable standing position. We will bring our feet in line with our hips. We're going to let our toes point straight forward. We'll start with a few rolls of our shoulders just to release some tension in our shoulders and through the neck area. So with your inhale, taking a nice sweeping movement, drawing the shoulders up, taking them back and relaxing them down. So once you've done that 3 times, we'll let our shoulders relax. And if it feels comfortable, maybe close the eyes. We'll try for a little standing centering today. And we'll just start by bringing some mindfulness into the moment. So we'll just begin to become aware of our feet, grounded down into the ground. Maybe pressing in through the inside, through the outside. And then noticing your body's natural tendency, if you tend to roll in or tend to roll to the outside of your foot. And then as you travel up the body, maybe add a bend into the knees, a slight tuck to your tailbone. And then lengthening your spine, the back of your neck. Reach and stretch through the crown of the head. And dropping in and connecting with your breath. So we'll connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. Lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. Maybe set an intention for class, and that could be anything. It might be that you want to relax a little bit. Maybe you're holding tension in your body and you want to let that go. So there's really no right and there's no wrong intention. With your inhale, let's begin to sweep the hands up. We'll draw our hands into prayer. And then as you exhale, take the hands down to the heart. Take a full breath in. We'll draw the hands up and overhead. Exhale. And we'll go 3 more times here. So if it felt comfortable, maybe you could close the eyes or maybe soften the gaze. And then just flow with your breath. So the inhale takes the hands up. The exhale softens the hands down. And then as your hands come to the heart, we will reverse. We're going to flow in the other direction. So fingertips up. Arms will sweep out and around. Full breath in. Let it go. And then we'll take that one 3 more times here. It's a nice opportunity just to start warming up the body, getting the circulation, getting the blood flowing. Just trying to melt away tension that you might be holding onto here. When that feels complete, let's grab onto our chair. We'll start with a little bit of balance to work on warming up those leg muscles, strengthening the leg muscles. So why don't we start with our chair on the left side so that our hand is there if we need that support. But if we want to challenge the balance a bit more, we can always take our hand away from that chair. So let's work a little bit with a crane pose today. So we'll get nice and grounded in our left foot. And we'll try to take that right leg up to a 90-degree angle. Maybe one arm comes out into T, but then we soften the elbow and the wrist, and then maybe the other hand will meet it. So wonderful pose, again, strengthening our balance, but you can probably feel that it also works the core. So as you're in this one, really engage the core. Feel your tailbone tuck. Feel your navel move back and up to the spine slightly. And then create that nice long line of energy that flows through the spine. So we're really going to lengthen the back of the neck. We will reach and stretch through the crown of the head. Let's relax our hands down. We'll give a reset on our feet. And then let's take that chair off to the right. Right hand can hold on for some support. Left leg floats up when you're ready. One arm, maybe both float up. And on this one, just trying to have the awareness of the hip. So when we lift, sometimes this left hip will just hike up a bit. The space between the underarm and the hip will shorten. So see if you can lengthen a little there, but also keep the height of the knee. So we'll have our knee in line with our hip, and then hips will be in line. And then also low back is in line as well. We're going to find that spot to focus on, that one spot to focus our concentration and to focus our awareness. We are going to release. So let's take empty coat sleeves. We'll bring our legs out a little wider than our hips, and we'll take a little twist to the right and then also to the left. And then we will bring our cells back through to stillness here. Bring your feet in line with your hips. Chair is there if you need a little support. And then let's try for a chair pose. We'll begin to drop our hips back and down. We'll sweep our hands up. Maybe send the weight back into your heels. We'll feel that our toes are light. And almost this feeling like the toes can lift from the ground. We're going to try for a balancing chair pose. So let's try to lift that right knee up as high as possible. But then we also want to keep a deep bend in that left knee. So deep bend into the left knee as deep as possible, but then right knee is lifting as high up as possible. We can bring it back through to standing, hands relaxed, foot resets. Let's try chair again, hips back, hips down. Really nice opportunity to build that strength in the legs and also working with our balance a bit too here. So you can always have that chair if you need it. Left leg begins to float up when you're ready. Dropping deeper into your right knee. Hips will sink down. Maybe see if you're holding onto tension in the shoulders and then trying to relax your shoulders away from your ears. And we're gonna release. Let's take a forward fold from here. So we'll just do a little hinge at the hips, come on down. Feel free to hold onto your legs, maybe go down for the ground if that works for you. Maybe shake your head yes, and shake your head no. And you can also shake out your legs if you wanted to. You could bend one knee and the other, and then maybe relax your head yes, and relax your head no. Let's bring ourselves on up to stand. So we're just gonna roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. As we come up to stand, let's take a nice full inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So let's grab onto the top of our chair. And if your chair has wheels, you'll just want to be very mindful and careful. Always make sure that you feel safe and secure in the stretches. We'll bring our hands onto the top of our chair. And for this pose, really try to press the chair down. So we don't want to create a sensation of pressing the chair away. We're not sending it from us. We're really going to anchor in through our hands and just press the weight down, but there really won't be much weight in the hands on this one. It's just going to be that really nice stretch for our body. So we have our legs straight. We're going to draw the weight back into our heels. We're going to be very light in our hands, almost like this weight comes back into our heels. Toes are light. Maybe even feel the toes lifting from the ground a bit. And then just finding that length through the spine, finding a neutral gaze as well. So we don't want to be cranking the head or the neck. We'll be here for a few breaths. If you want to hang here, you can. Option to deepen. You can take your left hand for your right thigh. Create a little sensation like you could spin that left shoulder underneath your right shoulder. Almost like you could get your heart to shine to the sky. We'll bring ourselves back through to center, left hand plants, right hand for your left leg. And then trying to twist that right shoulder underneath the left. Shine the heart up. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bring ourselves back through to center here. We're going to reset to stand. So we'll just walk our feet in. Core engages as you roll on up. As you come to stand, let's take a full inhale. Hands reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's grab onto our seat this time. So we'll just move to the opposite side. And we're gonna give out that down dog a try using the seat. And very similar to the last stretch, be mindful of being really light in your hands. I'm actually not having really much weight in my hands at all. So weight is gonna come back into your heels, hands are light, and we're just working with the stretch here. And if your chair has wheels, you don't feel safe and comfortable in this one, you can skip it and meet us in the next one. So we're gonna press our hands down, and then that sensation of hands pressing straight down to the ground, not pressing the chair away. We are going to draw the weight back into our heels. We're going to lengthen our spine. We're going to take a nice deep full breath in here, reaching through your fingertips. Hands are stretching, sitting bones reaching, stretching up with the breath. And then we'll be here for a few breaths. You can stay where you're at if you wanted to try this variation of the twist. Maybe left hand to your right thigh. And then we can kind of spin that left shoulder under. And resetting back to neutral down dog. Let's take right hand to left thigh. We're just going to spin ourselves under again. And we'll reset back to neutral. Let's walk our feet into our chair. We're going to reset to standing. So we'll roll up through the spine one vertebrae at a time. As you come up to stand, let's take a nice full inhale and a nice deep full exhale. So I'd love to work a little bit with the sun salutation A's. This is such a nice way to build a little heat in the body, to continue that warm up, get the circulation and blood flowing. So we'll inhale, take your hands up. We're gonna exhale, we'll do a dive down and hands will come onto the seat. Let's begin to lower the stomach. We will lift up through the heart, find a back bend. Then we'll do a round here of the back body, grounding into your feet, and then take your hands up to the sky. Nice full breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try that again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, float it down. We'll lower the stomach, lift up through the heart. Rounding through your back body, core engages, hands to the sky. Hands at the heart, breathing out. Let's go one more time. We're gonna inhale, hands up. Exhale, float it down. Lowering the stomach, lifting through the heart space, rounding the back body, core engages. Let's come on up, inhale. Hands at heart, exhale. Great job on those, such a nice warm up. Let's come on down to our seat. We'll find that nice, comfortable seated position. And as you take your seated position, let's grab onto our chair on the sides here, maybe grab onto the arms. We're gonna take our feet out nice and wide, and then drop your knees off towards the left. So we're gonna work a little bit with our warriors here. And I know everyone's chair is going to be a little different, so try to work through these the best that you can. And then again, always just making sure that you feel safe and secure. If you need to skip things, definitely do that. And sometimes I find myself just kind of holding onto the chair as I do some of these stretches. So as we're facing off to the left, we want to just check in with our legs. We want to create 90-degree angle here. So we'll have our knee and ankle and hip in line, and then same thing here. So we're going to try for a crescent warrior in the chair. So we'll start by bringing our hands up, and you can always grab onto the chair if you need to. And on this one, let's try to feel that the arms are really active. We'll feel the arms frame the ears. We'll feel that the fingers are active. Reach, stretch through the fingertips. Hands can come down to the heart. Let's try for a twist here. So we'll take a nice full breath to lengthen. If you can, let's try to take that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And then we're going to try to twist off towards the left here. And as you breathe in, we'll feel our spine lengthen. As we breathe out, we will let our twist deepen. We'll bring ourselves back to center. Hands can reach up, full breath in. Working with the crescent warrior from here. So what we'll do is we'll just take that right leg and we'll just work on straightening it out. Now for this one, just be mindful of the alignment. It will be very different than when we do yoga on our yoga mat. So feel free to take this right foot and hop it to the right even more. So off to the side. And then we'll just make it a little gentler on the knee. And if this one's a bit much too, hang out with the knee bent. And that's a really nice way to modify. So we can take our hands up if that works for you. Let's see if we can relax our shoulders from our ears. Create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down the back. We'll take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's take a warrior two position. So we'll probably just have to reset a bunch on this one. And in warrior two, we're going to have our left foot pointing off to the left. And then our right foot, we're going to try to have it straight with the edge of the room there. And on our yoga mat, usually we have a heel to arch alignment, but it's going to be a little different here. So feel free to walk your right foot to the right a little more if you need to. The alignment is hips and shoulders are going to square off to the right side of the room. So that's easier to achieve when we're in the chair versus on the yoga mat. So that's a nice bonus. We'll have one hand reaching forward and back. We will gaze off our left fingertips. And we're going to breathe here. So feel the core working. Feel your tailbone tuck. Feel your navel move back and up to the spine slightly. Left palm, we're going to flip it up and back for reverse warrior two pose. And then right hand can glide down your right leg. You can wrap your arm around your low back, maybe reach for the other hip crease and take a half bind here. And then we'll breathe. We'll find a bit of space between the ribs, finding that expansion, giving the intercostal muscles a nice stretch with the breath. I'm going to come on up to center. Left arm to left leg. Let's take that right hand up. Hand to the sky. Maybe arm frames the ear. Arm can wrap around your low back for a half bind. And if this felt easy and you wanted more challenge, you could take your hand down towards the ground as well. And we're going to bring ourselves back on up. We'll reset to warrior two pose. And we'll check in with our breath. We'll take that nice deep full inhale through the nose. Nice deep full exhale through the nose. Let's begin to come on out of this one. We're going to bring our feet out a bit wider than our hips. Hold on to your chair. And let's just take a windshield wipe of the knees to the right and to the left. Nice opportunity to reset the legs. Reset through the low back. And then when that feels complete, let's drop our knees off to the right. And you'll just want to check in, get nice and aligned here. Find 90-degree angle in the legs. Take your hips and your shoulders, square them forward, holding onto your chair or sweep your hands up. And we'll breathe here. Maybe feel that left shoulder and left hip draw forward a bit. And right shoulder and right hip draw back slightly. Hands are going to come to the heart. Take a full breath here. Let's hook our left elbow on the right knee. And then we'll encourage our prayer hands to the center of the chest. So we're going to come into a twist here. See if you can roll your left shoulder under. Feel your right shoulder roll open. Looks like you could shine your heart right on up to the sky. We'll come back to neutral. Hands can reach up. Left leg will extend behind you. And this is where we'll work with our crescent warrior. So feel free to take that left foot, hop it to the left a bit more if you need to find some more space. And if possible, try to activate your left leg. So we will press out through the heel and the back of the knee. Try to feel your leg active, engaged, and energized. Let's take an exhale. We're going to open into warrior two when you're ready. Good. So we are going to have our right toes pointing off to the front of our space, off to the right there. Back foot will be straight with this back wall here behind us. We'll try to aim for shoulders and hips, squaring off to the left side of the room. And our feet won't actually move, but almost create a little sensation like you could pull the feet in towards one another. So just finding that activation and just trying to work some different muscles that we don't always work. We're going to sweep that right hand up and float it back. And maybe working with hand gliding down your back leg. Maybe arm wraps around your low back. Reach for the other hip crease. Take the half bind. And release. Core engages. We'll reset back to center. Let's come down to our lateral angle. And you can also try for that extended lateral angle for more. So you can bring your hand down towards the ground. Then you have those three options in variations with the top arm. And on this one, we want to create almost this little twist sensation. So see if you can roll the top shoulder back, feel the bottom shoulder roll under, and almost this feeling like your hearts could shine right on up to the sky. Grounding into the feet, let's engage the core. We're going to reset back to center for warrior two position. And we're just going to feel that our hands are in one line. So we don't want one hand up too high and other hand down too low. So nice line, fingertips to fingertips. We will release this one. Let's take our feet together a bit, but keeping them wider than the hips. We'll just drop to the left and we'll drop to the right. I always love giving those a try and doing the best that I can in the chair that I'm working with. It is such a nice stretch and builds some strength and helps with our flexibility and just such a creative way of using the chair. So I always love the Warrior series. Let's bring ourselves back to stillness here. We'll bring our feet in line with our hips and right leg will cross up and over. So we're just gonna simply do a cross of our legs. We will take a full breath here to lengthen our spine. And then as you exhale, let's do a dive down. We'll just relax our hands down towards the ground. You can also reach for opposite hands underneath the legs. And then we can just relax here in this one. Maybe feel the eyes closing. Relaxing the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw. Try to relax the back of the head and the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Legs relax. Feet relax. And then we'll bring ourselves back on up. Hands can press into the legs. Core engages, rising up. Left leg comes up and over. Just check in. Make sure that you feel nice and grounded here. You can always grab hold onto the chair if needed. We're going to lengthen and come down. And then we can just close the eyes here. And as you melt, This one is so good. So really an opportunity to give a stretch for our hips, for our legs, great for our low back. And then as we relax here, we have a little pressure on the stomach, and that can serve as a massage for the internal organs, for the digestive system, a little massage. And then we'll begin to come on up, core engages. We'll do a little reset here. Let's take our feet out nice and wide. We'll take our toes, have them in the same line as our knees. We'll bring our right arm onto our right leg. Let's bring our left arm up and over for a lateral stretch for the spine. Let's try to anchor in through that left sitting bone and then see if you can find length through the left side body. Let the core engage. Left hand lowers, right hand lifts. Anchoring in through that right sitting bone. Finding length through the fingertips. Finding space between the ribs. And release. Let's bring ourselves back through to neutral. Holding onto our chair, let's windshield wipe those knees to the right and to the left. And then back into neutral. Let's bring ourselves into our comfortable seated positions. You can scooch towards the edge of your seat. We're going to check in 90-degree angle through the legs. Let's circle out through our head and through the neck. So as you circle here, maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And reverse. We will flow in the other direction. And then from here, we're going to take those neck circles and then draw them into the torso. So we'll begin to just sweep the torso around from side to side. And this will be a great movement for just releasing tension in the low back, mid back, and upper back. And then also great for getting into the sides of the body, finding length and finding space here. Reverse. We will flow in the other direction. Let's bring ourselves back to center. We'll take a full breath in, bring your hands up into prayer. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Thank you so much for joining today. It's great to be here with you all. I hope that you enjoyed this chair yoga practice. Have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.